Evening, everybody. How are we? What have we got for questions? When economic paper? Okay, good question. So that has to come out before we go with the Vault MVP. So there's only a few days left, so it has to be very, very shortly. And I know that's important. And we've had a number of different meetings over the last few days as well to sort of make sure that there's any, anything that needs to be added or missed. So far, a boring Friday. Any surprises? We've got some sneak peeks for you. Well, a sneak peek. Ziggy, what happened with Fads? Yeah, Fads is no longer with us. We've got Phil and Steve running games, and are they here? No, we've got a few. Actually, tonight we might be light on because we've got a few regional meetups for our staff, which is great. It's the first time that some of these guys have ever got to meet each other face to face, and that's been really good. But yeah, so as far as the prizes are concerned, I mean, gosh, we've got a massive week next week. We've got the Vault MVP. We've got stuff on the heels of that. I don't know if you want to. Are RFOX official going to release videos of the MVP? Do you want to answer that one, Felix?
Are RFOX official going to release videos of the MVP? Yes, we will. We will start next week itself, to be honest, and we'll show everyone, because not everyone's going to get access in the first couple of weeks, right? So we will definitely show the rest of you what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Or if nothing else, we'll definitely tease you.
If nothing else, what?
I said if nothing else, we'll definitely tease you with some stuff.
Sure. Lots of teasing. But yeah, I think this is, like I said, it's exciting for us because we also had a chance. I think we can say that we had a chance to go in as a group this evening, and it's the first time we probably had that many staff members in at one time, which was really cool. And we did the same thing we do externally. We took internal feedback and got people's opinions on what it looks like, and it's quite different to what you guys have seen. So really good. Hope not too nosy to ask, but did you set any goals for the marketing team regarding food around 27? How big effect do you think that they can achieve? I think George 74 that again, this is about function, and it's really about us getting the MVP out, which is the beginning of the products connecting together. So it will ramp up over time from the perspective of users coming in and attracting users. In the beginning part, it's more about the fact that we're here, that we have the MVP, that we're putting out mark, and that we're here, we've arrived. How was the feedback? The feedback was overwhelmingly good. It's like I say, it's a vast improvement on what people have seen previously. So the feedback was excellent. I think it's fair to say that the group of people that went in there I think it would make them a little bit more bullish on what it is that they're actually building and contributing. Also, just going back to the question of how the achievement. I mean, when is Rfox going live on? That's something that we haven't really touched more about. MEXC, I think they've got a countdown on the actual site. From what I could see, it was 3 hours a few hours ago. It must be in time now. So I think stuff like that is probably going to be more of that's going to be a good little attention grabber as well for an RFOX to follow. When can we use RFOX to buy cogs on the secondary market? I don't know if Pete's here yet. He will be, because I think it's meetup, but he said he'll be a bit late.
No, Pete's at the meetup, Benny.
Yeah. He said he'd be here though, but he'll be a bit late. So I think the answer to that is technically we can already do that once we've got the marketplace in place. We can enact that, so it won't be long. Are slam tubes going to be included in the burn for apartments or avatars? What we said to that was they hadn't been slated for what we've communicated or in the paper, but what we have also said is that we'll advise you of the plans going forwards in relation to. We don't think all of the 5,000 will be claimed. So there could be options for further to be introduced, but we're not making any promises on that because we want to be relatively clear on that. Since I'm unable to win any Oculus from all the comps, any chance we can buy a set and gain access of the Vault early preview by using the RFOX token would be awesome if we could start transacting with RFOX on real life items. So the transactional use case and utilities is being introduced now and as we go live. But as far as the Oculus is concerned, you have to go through the same process of applying to get one of those coveted spots. But obviously, we'll be opening up more and more spots as time goes on. So they may be back us if sell. It's a yes to me. No, it's not a yes. It's a there may be backups if they don't all play. Pete's here in spirit, isn't it? So the transactional volumes and value for RFOX, that's why we're still concentrating on listings as well. Obviously, they're still targeting tier ones. It's really important that RFOX is part of this process going forward. All of the transactional value that gets turned into RFOX should want it to be Fox. The more the transactions go through, the more RFOX will be bought. So that's extremely important. We want to make sure that he's as offered as possible. Yeah, sorry, that's me. Is it music?
It just sounds like someone's talking in the background. I can't barely focus on what you're saying.
I can try and, if it is me, I can try and go to hang. Just give me 1 second and I'll try and switch from headset to headset, see if that makes any difference. Is that any better?
Yeah,
Oh,
so far.
yes. Oh, man. Thank you. Like night and day.
Yeah, we'd just gone to a dinner and we just sat down and they just served us literally the same second that the call started.
Hey guys, I'm just been having some audio issues. I'm just helping him out. 2 seconds.
Family dinner.
What's the initial think? Can you hear me okay? What's the initial think coming to burn tubes to be advertised? Sometime back there was a lot of talk that there would be not enough tubes versus demand. Has that changed? Or are you trying to reduce supply? So the main goal of that, Craigo, is to make sure that we've got some deflation and some supply burn, and we're trying to make sure that we've got the ability for people to so going forward we can control the supply. You know, when stuff should come out, when new stuff should be released. So that's important when we've got new games coming out. We've got more and more people playing games and coming on. That's really important that we get that mix right. How long to go for TV? You want to answer that one, Piyush? Or no, we're not going to answer that.
We are not going to answer that.
Not going to answer that.
Like I said the last time, it's actually much closer than you guys might think. Please wait for some fireworks soon.
Yeah. Share some pics of food. What other CEO would interrupt their meal for their community? It's my pleasure. With not having tubes for tickets anymore, that changed everything. There is no direct need to have tubes anymore. They aren't needed anymore to generate tickets. So there's quite a few things coming in, as you know, that there's a very much a directional change to focus on making sure that there is these next couple of games come out quickly, and that we're revamping that. So this part of this new economic model is to deal with that as well. So that is really, really important. Anything Piyush can say that would blow our minds?
Yes, actually, a couple of things, but I'm gonna hold on to my horses and not make the announcements tonight and fall for this. So nice try, but next time.
Probably going to get run out of town for asking, but any updates from Apple regarding Slam on iPhone? That'll have to be, I don't know if Luke wants to answer that. Luke? Updates on iPhone Slam.
Yeah, so we actually had a bit of a positive move. The thing happened with that today. So we need to change the auth flow, which I've mentioned a couple of times. We need to do anyway, which is why it's getting. We believe why it's getting rejected through the App Store. So we need to change that auth flow anyway and rearrange that a bit anyway now because we've got some other technical issues that have come up. So that's kind of going to move that forward, I think, if anything. So. Again, we know exactly what the problem is. It's just that other things have basically been a higher priority, like tournament, getting that tournament built out. But I think this we've kind of forced our hand a little bit to change that auth method, and I think we're probably going to get it out as, either hot on the tails of tournament build or as part of the tournament build. So there's still that chance that Apple are going to reject it, but we think we've nailed it. So hopefully that we can package it all together and get both apps out in the one build or soon after, as I said.
Any updates on the time traveler trade? I still haven't looked. If I buy a cog from Lovely shop for 1,000 wax on the 28th of April, will the wax be converted to RFOX, then 1% go to the VFox pool for the Q2 rewards payout? So yes, 2% would get converted into RFOX ready for the 1% to be paid to VFox holders. Yes, correct. Really appreciate it. I know how difficult Apple are, and Benny would never use an Apple product from his experience. I hate them. Hate them. Purely from a service perspective alone, I wouldn't use them. Yeah, that's very true. Pete shut down the Kogu wheel Wednesday. Oh, so what you're asking for is a Kogu, are you? Well, I don't know if anyone's here that can do the wheel. Is Lala here?
No, Benny. Lala's also with Pete actually tonight.
Yep.
Benny, sorry, just a quick clarification. That question from Lars. On 28th of April, I don't think that there will be the Wax marketplace on RFOX yet. So I mean, we will have Wax marketplace, the atomic market, but not yet the one with the % integration where we get the transaction fees. I think Pete is not here yet, but that's not happening on 28th of April yet. It's going to be a bit later. Just wanted to clarify that's.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. We can make sure that we clarify that. Thank you. Yeah, so that we don't have a wheel. We don't have someone who can do a wheel tonight, mate. But we'll I'll guarantee a Kogu giveaway next week. How's that? Sure. What are they going for now? And we still didn't get a time. I think the are we live with VFox on MEXC yet?
I'm checking on that.
When I went into the page before it brought up a countdown timer. Time traveler giveaway. That's what I want. I want time travelers. They're fantastic. Pete did say that he will share the visual as well when he gets here tonight, Piyush. So we've got one visual for the vault as well. So we'll try and give a number before the walkthroughs next week. Is there anybody here who is got their Oculus ready and hoping to get selected? You put in your applications? I hope so. Going to be very cool. Gralek. It's actually I'm actually really happy that it went to Gralek, to be honest with you, because it's good that it went to someone who's been with us for a long time. You're waiting, Aguila. Yep. Auto registered. Choina. Not confident that you're going to get in, or not applied? Don't have a headset. Yeah, they're getting more affordable. I think that was anyone in there? Who have we got tonight? Piyush, besides you and myself, that anyone went in there? Joe, you went in there today?
I have the image today, actually.
What did you think?
Sorry, Benny, are you asking me if I have the image tonight? I do.
No, I know you've got the image. I was saying, did you get a chance to go in today to the vault?
Oh no, I did not get a chance to go in today, but I think Luke was in there with the team today. There was a party in the vault in the afternoon.
Yeah, it
It
was
was.
good. We were plenty of people, and it was nice to see everything was smooth. So yeah, that was our internal test team test, I would say.
And it was awesome that we could finally port back on top of buildings again. I think that was a bug that's become a feature that we were very, very excited that it was brought back again.
Yeah, just so we can chop on the shops. We can jump on top, and you can jump from rooftop to rooftop. There's a couple of buildings that are accepted from that, but I mean it's better than it was before. You can leap from building to building now. So we did a lot of that tonight. It was great fun.
Another peasant avatar is going to be live during the MVP. So that's a pretty cool peasant picture. The avatar systems are being put together now. I don't think we've got an actual timeline yet, do we, Joe?
Sorry, Benny, I was just working on something else. What was the question?
They were saying is the peasant avatar is going to be live during the MVP, and I said no, but I said I don't know if we've got an exact timeline yet for the avatars.
Oh, we don't have I mean, we haven't published the exact timeline, but we have internal data ready for the OGs and for the peasant avatars if that sticks now. So yeah, it's everything gonna happen in this year for sure. And I mean, there's still some questions around how everything is gonna work in VR, but we're building from VR pretty much. So when we're building all of that stuff, at the stage of actually creating those 2D images, we're already thinking about and creating the 3D assets, obviously, and thinking about how that's going to work in VR, that it's going to be supported by other platforms that we will build it on and all those things. So it's not just a standard avatar project where you just combine some 2D images, you actually combine all the 3D assets and make sure those are going to work in VR as well.
I wonder if there's anything that we can there's a lot of people in here that understand NFTs really well, Joe. I think it's a pretty significant offering. We could have just gone down the standard route of using somebody else's tool, but the fact that the guys have sort of sat down and realized the need to do something a little bit more complex than where the NFT market's going is something that's going to end up being a really heavily utilized product, I think, of ours.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually the tools that we're building often turn out to be products eventually. So I think that's one of the cases where we need to build something and it will have a lot of value. And we'll probably combine it with something like MintLab or something down the road. So that's always great.
Yeah. How many of your partners and potential partners get access to the MVP? There's a reserved number. I think it's 50. Let me just checking the exact number for you. And then you said, lucky Luke, so how many partners and reserve partners and potential partners get access to the MVP? Partners. We've got 50 spots, I think.
How can we roll these out? Yeah, so we've got an individual channel for partners and users. Some of those partner slots are already taken because it's the same channel we're using for shop owners and quartermasters and all that sort of stuff. So we've got a limited amount of slots in that, but Ben's right, there's around 50, but how we actually funnel those out and the speed at which we release those is yet to be determined. But the first slots for the actual end users will be first. So there'll be a couple of very early ones for the partners, but Wednesdays really we're just going to let in the first group of users and we'll go from there.
Then there's another one for you, Luke. Are you living in Vietnam or have you just gone out there to hang out with your bro?
I'm not sure yet. It started with me visiting my bro, but I'm really liking it here. But let me get back to you on that one later.
Did you say MEXC? That's my favorite exchange. Yes, we did say that. So that's 33 minutes from now. VFox goes live on a centralized exchange, which is good. So it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. I noticed that the obligatory movement down happened. So that's exchanges like that when they then get the listing and then see it go up, and that's a bit of a bragging right for them. No, we're not at the dinner table. We walked out of the room. We left the people at the dinner table. So that's terrible. Where do you find gifts like that so quickly, Adelaide? That's extremely scary. Who would win a race, Ben or Luke? I don't think either of us will be racing anytime soon.
Me.
Oh, come on. Your private stash. Oh, there you go. And Piyush, I'm just trying to see whether or not Pete is in yet. He'll probably tell us when he comes in.
I'm here.
Oh, can you share the picture?
Yeah, I can. I got a rush halfway. so I just got in. I'm going to share the picture.
All right, guys, here's tonight's sneak peek.
Benny, I could have shared the picture. I'm not that technologically challenged. You know that. Right?
I thought you always sent that because you were looking for someone to share it. Sorry,
No, the only reason I let Pete do it is because Pete throws a fit if he's not given the opportunity to do it. The one time I let Lala do it, Pete made me hear about that for like 2 weeks after that. So, there you go.
What is it, guys?
That's my favorite, that one.
It is the Calanova picture, yes. And we have actually said this, but we're doing an office rebuild, and it will be Calanova. The first floor is Calanova, modelled after Calanova. So it will look like a mini, exactly like it does, well, a mini version of exactly what you see in those pictures. That's going to be really cool. Very excited for that. Yes, very good. Has everybody got a chance to see it? We shared it, a couple of people. Looks good, doesn't it? Looks really good. Is there an anime section in Calanova? Well, that's up to you guys, isn't it? Yes, we know that. It's up to you guys. It's up to whatever these businesses and companies put in there. Nice and green. Must be pretty good rainfall in the vault. We'll be using fake grass, mate. We'll be using the old AstroTurf. Shoot me dead. That looks sick. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? It's fantastic. So now that you've seen a few of the quarters, what haven't you seen? I haven't seen Science and Tech yet, right, Piyush?
We were actually this close to releasing a picture of Science and Tech tonight. I literally had to, hold my team back saying, no, we're not going there this week. We'll go to Science and Tech either by the end of next week or the week after. But I just wanted to, show people a little more of Kalinova and Akamoto before we move on to that. But nobody's seen Science and Tech. And also, it's a drastically different looking quarter, right? The way it's been designed, it's quite gorgeous in that sense.
Very different. Anyone selling a shop in Kalinova? That's a really good question, because we've actually got a list of people who are looking for shops in Kalinova. I know some of them were for sale on the OpenSea, but people are looking for, I guess, particular ones or areas. I've also got a list of people who are interested in renting, if you're looking at renting one of your shops. Any indication of when the next land sale will be? We did say that what we wanted was the opportunity for people to be able to walk through and have a look at the quarter. We may have taken a turn in the right direction as far as that's concerned, which would allow us to do that a little bit sooner. But again, what we want to do is get that MVP out, get those products out, prove the use case, and then that'll put us in a good situation for launching that. I don't think it's going to be like a huge amount of time away, and I think also the avatars are progressing at a really rapid rate as well. So we've got a bigger team now. They're moving faster. They're building faster. And it used to be that we would build a bit of something and then we would leak a bit of it to you because we're proud of the progress and we show you what we're doing. Whereas now we're getting much closer to completed products before we're leaking anything. It's happening quick. We'll see Michelangelo's David in Kalinova. Lots of art questions tonight, Artes. What about you, Lala? We were telling people that we did some meetups for the first time. I know that you guys have done a couple of little ones, but it was the first proper meetup. How did you go meeting all the guys from your country?
It was awesome. I was the only girl though. It was great.
Lala, question for you. Is Pete as much of a troll in real life as he is
Oh, yes. Oh yes, of course. I was trying to log in and he was throwing t-shirts on me and like trying to make me trip as I was walking. Yeah, pretty much.
Lala, are you in a nightclub? She wishes. I only have a shop in Akamoto for now. Actually, we've got people that want to rent in Akamoto as well. Benny, what does success look like with the Vault reveal next week? Being honest, it might not be the answer that you want, but the honest answer for me is getting an MVP out, showing that we're here, showing that we're actually building a real metaverse, not just a simple platform, and starting to show some of these products that come straight after as well, and you guys putting two and two together as to what they could do in unison. But for me, it's getting the same type of reaction that we got from our staff, from the public that walk through and have a look and sort of see the potential, because we've always gone from sort of selling you the vision and you guys saying, okay, in faith, we take that on. But to actually see people walking around in there and actually being able to visualize what comes next and how it could progress. I think that it's that for me. It's the validation that it's moving, it's real, and it's happening.
Can I add something to that, Benny? You know, what's also important for us guys is to take feedback on this, right? The reason we are not opening the proverbial floodgates on day one is also because we are very cognizant that we want feedback from you. When you go to the website next week, even on the Vault website, you're going to see that we've created a separate section for feedback because we want you guys to go in there, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. Please, by all means, go crazy finding bugs. We love it, you know, but we want you to go spend time in there and tell us how can we, you know, start shaping it in a better way, right? Our work that has just begun. You know, we have so much more to do on this, right, Benny?
100%, mate. I think the journey's just beginning, and that's what's really, really exciting, because for us, as you know, we've been building lots of products for a long time, and the fact that they can start to drop and click in now is just really good. I think there's a really good air of confidence around internally in the team as well, for the fact that, like, being very honest, and I think you guys, some of you have come to the recent Twitter spaces or seen the interviews and stuff. We're talking to these huge metaverse projects, and once the cameras stop rolling or once things get turned off, we're hearing that they're asking how we solved some of the problems that we've solved, how we're working on things, how we're going to get to the end point. And you realize that even though we would have liked to have moved faster, we're building something that's a lot more complex. It's not just one thing, but it gives you huge confidence to know that they're a lot further behind than I thought they were, and that we are progressing at a much faster rate, which gives me huge confidence. I can't describe how excited I am for the MVP launch. I'm tripping. It's the biggest milestone yet and such a big statement to the market, but please don't expect any sick rallies for the tokens, guys. Long-term patience. Yeah, I think that's an important point to raise, because the market's also decided, and as I keep saying to the internal team, and I've talked to you guys about that, well, I've got to keep going back and saying the market will sort of, depending on what the market does, people seem to judge you on releases or products based on what the market's doing. If it's going down, it's because this didn't work, or because you didn't do this well enough, or you didn't market it well enough, or your product didn't have the right technical feature. And if the market goes up and it's flying when the product comes out, people say you're geniuses. It's because of how great this is and all the rest of it. We've got to have our own internal benchmarks for, did we quality audit stuff properly? Did we get it technically audited in the appropriate timeframes? Did we have enough time to test it? Did it pass all the benchmarks that we internally set? So we have to be very mindful of what we've set ourselves to achieve, so that you don't get caught up in some of the other things that happen as well. So the utility will come as soon as those products are launched. That's when you'll start to see the usage of and the demand for the tokens. And that's something we've been waiting for a long time. We haven't had proper utility for the RFOX token. So I'm extremely excited about that, because I'm still as bullish as I ever was on that. Treasure hunt to encourage visitors to linger. There will be some things along those lines, yes. We love Easter eggs, don't we, young Joe? Yes, he tried to trip me while I was using my Oculus, but you've got ninja sensors. Do you have rabbit ears on your Oculus as well? Not yet. You'll have to get them installed. You get little red fox ears. Red fox ears, fox ears. There was a couple more questions that that people had submitted in relation to things that we'd said over the last week or so, and one of them I said I would tackle tonight as well, which was the creator economy. I did mention it before to the quartermasters as well, but I got asked what assistance we would provide for people that wanted to launch companies as a result of using our tools in the metaverse. Now, again, we've put some grants out for NFT projects launching on the white label platform. The whole idea of us putting out the tools is so that there's little assistance needed. But yes, it is definitely possible that if you wanted to combine some of the tools that we have to have your own business once the creator economy sort of function goes live, 100%. 100%. So there is definitely the option to do that. There are already people forming companies, ideas, plans, and of what they'll be doing with combining the tools that we have. And that's the great part about that, is that any business that launches in the Vault or through the Vault and our tools, obviously that helps with transactions and going back to the community as well. And then the other question that I got asked is, how will the creator economy work? So again, our platform is supposed to showcase the products and services that we have and what the tools can do. And as Joe said before, a lot of the tools we build become products. And then we flick the switch and say, you guys can now come in and build your own businesses on those, using those tools. So that would give you the opportunity to start your own businesses and to not have to go through the rigmarole that we've gone through, and you would be able to leverage off of an established audience. And that's good for all parties concerned, because much like Roblox, you're also creating value for our ecosystem and bringing people into the ecosystem, but we're providing you that ecosystem to build your business in that you might not otherwise be able to do. When do you guess we'll be able to walk around in the first iteration of the new Color Nova, the scale, multi-levels, etc.? So I don't know what I'm allowed to say here, but I can say that the next Wednesdays it will be much closer to scale than of the real Color Nova than what you've seen before, Lars. You should be very, very excited. Very excited, because it's very different to what you've seen. Very different. You're going to walk in there and go, holy crap, this is a different world. And that's been something that's going to be fantastic to show as well, because we did hear some people sort of say, well, what's happening? Haven't seen anything for a long time. You're going to more than see something next week. Yes, that sounds like a plan. I have a bunch. Loads of RFOX pins. Should get Fox ears soon. Any special events, like parties in the Vault or live meetups, Twitter Spaces? Yes. Yes. So watch. Lady of Crypto doing an interview in the Vault in the coming days. That's a question, or you're validating what she said. There will be something, yes. Correct. What about Paul Barron in the Vault? Yes. Had a meeting with him yesterday. I think he's interested for sure to come in. Yes, Lars, I think that it will be mind-blowing for you, because you're going to walk in there and say, holy crap, when did this progress happen? And it is quite a significant step towards the right scales and sizes and all the rest of it. It's not the pokey tiny little sandbox that you've been accustomed to for the last little while. So I think anyone who gets early access to that is going to be privy to something that hasn't been seen before. So that's why we're so excited. And again, if we can get the same reaction from the public as we got from our staff, and our staff are obviously pretty critical, because they're working on this stuff and working on the pieces that click together. So I'm very, very, very confident. Why is RFOX TV better than YouTube? Actually, you're just making the case now, because we got told that that's a question we would be asked a lot. And yeah, so why is RFOX TV better than YouTube? Because it's not YouTube. That's the short answer. But secondly, the RFOX TV platform will be able to plug into our other tools, including the NFT white label platform. It also has the ability to do music and other things, which means that you would be able to create your own content and publish that, including IP rights, access to memberships, passes, clips, everything. Can't do that on YouTube. Can't do any of that on YouTube. Exactly, because it's not YouTube. Taking a couple of days off work, I'll get picked up for early access to the vault. If you get picked up, yeah, for sure. I think honestly, it's a once you get in there, like when I got in there tonight, I think I was much closer to being able to, like when we're going to the one that's been around for the last couple of months and we're walking around, I sort of look at that and I think to myself, it's so far away from the final and the end and the scale and textures, sizes, colors, all the rest of it, that it's really, really hard to envisage how you're going to get from that point to the pictures that you're currently seeing. Now, even though what you're going to see next week is still very much a dirty MVP, the gap between what you're seeing, at least you can actually envisage how you'd go from that to getting to the pictures that you're seeing now. So that's really what I think is really cool. And again, don't get too wound up. As Lars said, don't expect the token price to go through the roof. It's more about getting in there and activating. And again, it'll have limited functionality when you go in there, but you'll be able to see collision, chatting, multiplayer, all of that type of stuff. And just for us as a group, like Lala got to go out tonight with some of her colleagues from the same country. A lot of us don't have that luxury. I for one, don't have the chance to sit in a room with Piyush or sit in a room with Pete. But the Vault gives us the opportunity to sort of get in and muck around and talk to each other, and it was good because we had Lenny and Rui and Luke and multiple people in there tonight. What do we have represented? Portugal, we had Austria, we had Australia, we had Vietnam, Malaysia, we had people all around the world, all in one little thing. And to stop and think about what's being built and that is possible going forwards, and apartments will be used as offices, apartments will be used as meeting places. We're already talking to people that want to start renting out meeting spaces. So it's extremely, you're going to make me start to get a bit carried away because it's a massive milestone for us. Can content creators earn more money on RFOX TV than YouTube, Twitch, etc.? The fact is, yes, because on Twitch and YouTube and all the rest of it, you've got your royalties and you've got your ad revenues and all the rest of it. On our platform, you'll be able to create things like memberships, passes, content, do social gifting, tokenize your offerings. So for sure, you'll be able to make more because you've got access to more tools and more product creation tools. Mention of Coinbase NFTs incorporating media like Benny has been talking about with news clips and stuff. Yes, correct. We talked a long time ago about the fact that you could record something, and I used a horrible example, and we stuck with it for a long time of 9/11, for example, and someone takes the footage and then they put it up on the marketplace, and then you could actually buy the rights to that person's footage, and that creator then is able to commoditize or sell the rights to the footage. We're already seeing in the space now people talking about the idea of having movies, that a person would sell the rights to a movie as an NFT, that you could then go out and distribute, sell, make money from. They've got albums already. So this is all already happening, but what we're thinking about is what's going to happen 3 steps after that. How's it going to become more of a complex offering, and where's the market going to head? Someone should get you access then. I wonder who can do that. Yes. Is Pete even here? Did he end up rocking up, or is he a no-show? No Irish, for sake. Huge. More people got this after giving a reaction on the 90 seconds update, hoping for starter packs. Look to me as a scam. More people got this after giving a reaction on that. Oh, right. Yeah, so you got to be really careful with that stuff, mate. I don't know if you've all seen it, but you go into pretty much any YouTube channel now, and what happens is someone says, you're right with your analysis, but the market is terrible, and if Bitcoin goes the right way, and if I hadn't have found Mr. Jones or Mrs. Stevenson, and then the bots go straight in and go, yes, I found her too. That's amazing you talk about her in this channel. It's just so scammy. I don't understand how people fall for that. That one's a little more subtle that you've just displayed, but the other ones are terrible. What is RFOX's plan to get content creators onto RFOX TV to create content marketing incentives? So, Piyush, it's already happening, but I think people are sick and tired of YouTube and getting strikes and not being allowed to talk about blockchain-related content. We've got some good ideas for how to do that. There's also, as I said, people that are looking to leverage off of the tools that we have to create their own platforms that are kind of more akin to a LooksRare, where they'd heavily tokenize people for using that. Now, that's bullish for us as well, because it means that if they're looking at doing that type of stuff, injecting that into the vault, then it's all transactional volume back to buying RFOX and distributing to VFOX holders. Can Piyush give some details?
On content creators coming on to RFOX TV. Atish, we're gonna announce this properly. Of course, our aim is to get different kinds of creators and build a very robust creator economy, not just in one part, but across the world. You will see some stuff when we launch the MVP, which is soon, and thereafter many more details will follow. Also, before we move on to the next question, we have 7 minutes and 50 seconds left before the MEXC listing. So I guess, Benny, that's the last thing that we're going to count down before we move on.
Yes, I can't wait to see it. It's interesting because, like I said, it's a low volume token, and it's just very, very weird that, as soon as the timer goes up, that we see a 16% dip and some extra volume go through. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hi, Benny. Sorry I'm late. Company event and all that. That sounds like a nice company, mate. Taking you out on a Friday night. Did you have fun, did you?
Yeah, fun event. Awesome company. Had nice food, nice drinks. Yeah, cool.
Awesome. So what, sorry? Oh, the question Luke wanted to ask you, what did you think of the vault?
Okay, what do I think of the vault? I mean, I've seen it grow, but let me share a few snippets from the people who has not seen it ever. This is the first time seeing it at the event. Holy shit, is this what we're building? Yeah. So that's one of those that going. It says, is this our world? This is awesome. Yeah, there's a few from the people at the event.
Yeah, it was like I said to you guys. That's what, if we can get the same reaction from the public, it was even like I'm interested for people like Lars and shop owners to go in there and say, "Holy crap, this is getting better and better." I said tonight to the quartermasters, our obligation is to make sure that we provide continual value, and we understand that it hasn't been a smooth ride because we've had to delay, we've run into roadblocks and challenges and all the rest of it, and our obligation is to make sure that anyone who's invested in our community in any capacity gets the value that they deserve to get. And I want us to be the bragging rights type of company that people go away and say, I backed them, I saw the vision, got in early. It wasn't a straight line, it was a checkered path, but look where we got to, it was worth it. So you wouldn't find a more dedicated team in trying to make that happen for you guys. So even when we go out, there'll be things that shop owners say, still not great, or it's still not right where I want it to be, but we will work tirelessly to make sure, and that's why we've made sure that we give avatars apartments and things to make sure that we're always looking after the people that believe us and back us. That's the most important thing, community. Could we make a channel in Discord for pictures? Then we could post where we are, pictures during AMA. I love seeing pictures from the fam, like the Garden of Hanford. That's cool. I like that idea. I actually also can't wait till we can take selfies in the vault, and we can do our first. We can do Discord AMAs in the vault. That's going to be absolutely freaky fantastic. I cannot wait till we're in a room And this AMA is us standing around talking to each other. It's going to be fantastic. Luke's just saying let's fast track that. Overwatch, no marketplace. Pete's pissed. Are you pissed, mate?
No, I'm happy.
He's happy. Yes, in America, that's what it means, right?
I got like video reactions of our staff first time in the vault. So that's awesome. I mean, I'm gonna share with the staff, not you goons out here though.
Was that before or after you tried to trip them?
That was before and during me tripping them.
Pete, send me the videos. I'll decide which one is the worst. That one gets released first.
Last one.
I did not pay for AAA quality. It's insane you're building that way already. Like I said, mate, we had great difficulty explaining what it is that we're doing. And I know a lot of you guys have been with us since the beginning and you've been patient and you've asked the questions and you've said, but I don't get this and I don't get that. And how does this fit together? And even some of you who have been with us since the beginning have recently, in the last few months, sort of DM'd and said, shit, I actually only finally get it now. I always knew that what you're building was big, but this is really big. And I think that we've now had the floodgates open because of people like Zuckerberg talking about this so much, and we get one chance at this, right? We put our hearts and our souls, and it's our it's the thing we're already the most proud of for most of us in our lives to be part of this. So we get one shot at it, so we've got to do it really, really well. And even though the MVP is the starting point, that will change a lot and get a lot better. It's on the pathway to that end goal. Not sure if this was asked. I had to take a call. Where did the liquidity come from these two listings? DGen, my suspicion is, and I have no idea, is that. Well, hang on. Let me make sure I get the question right. Where did the liquidity come from for these two listings? I'll have to get you to clarify to make sure. I think what you're saying is you were talking about the volume. The what? Sorry.
How have they supplied their pool? How are they supplying the liquidity when the market goes?
So all of these exchanges ask for some sort of something to give away as trading competitions or advertising and promotions and referral programs and all the rest of it. So when you do a listing, it's part of the prerequisites. So for those people who don't know, most people will find it very boring, but the way listings work are generally threefold. A lot of them charge you money. Some of them don't, and some of them do just a higher reward structure for new users and getting people on board. Depends. And if you're an ERC20 based token, it's they're more likely to waive fees for higher rewards. And then the third part is they'll do some sort of making sure that there's enough liquidity going through. So they'll try and make sure that you've employed market makers or that you've got some sort of liquidity provisioning. But that's the general way that they work. They're all quite different, and some just charge a straight fee and don't give a crap. Others don't charge a fee and just do the higher rewards. But all of them have listing rules and conditions, and they are generally, if you don't get above a certain amount, you're kicked off of the exchanges and you lose your money that you've spent to get listed. So I think the interesting thing is that a lot of the projects I speak to that ask for a bit of advice when they start say, we didn't need much to get our product off the ground, so we only did a $200,000 or a $300,000 raise. Thought we'd come to you and ask you for some advice on listings, and I'm saying you can't get listed anywhere for that because the amount of money they require you to put up in deposits and listing fees and rewards, and they all sort of scratch their heads and go, Jesus, how does anyone get listed anywhere? But I think over the years, if you're listed on 5, 10, 15 exchanges, you've paid a lot of money to get listed, and you're paying a lot to stay listed. Can I buy, sell, trade cogs there like on Atomic Hub, but better experience? Did you answer that one already, Pete? Not today.
Not today.
Oh, not. You're not saying. Okay. Benny, you still dream about coffee bar on the beach, or did you move it to some local vault? I always still dream of that, mate. It's been my life ambition since I was a kid. Even in my current house, I have a coffee shop. It's one of those things that I want a coffee shop on the beach. I think it's a great dream. Simple, isn't it? You got to work your ass off and do really well so that you can actually have something simple. Banning is going to be power crazy. We're nearly there. Oh, we're there. Anyone watching the MEXC?
We're already there, Benny. It's done.
And is there any volume?
Wait, going back to the page now. $74K, 75,
74 in 1 minute. 74K
78.
in 1 minute. Jesus.
81. I can keep going.
That's like Gralik just goes in and bought everything. since he won the Oculus.
I'll get onto CoinGecko and get them to add the pairs on there quickly so that we can reflect the volumes. But that's the power of a bigger exchange, I guess. So RFOX to follow as well, which is good. So yeah, we wouldn't spend time focusing on trying to get liquidity for the tokens either, unless we thought that that there was that was necessary as we plug in all this stuff. So, and we get asked every week, and every week we have to answer it. And yes, of course, we're trying to get tier 1 listings. And the question was, would you get tier 1 listing for VFox as well, because it's only 21 million? So the concern for some people was saying because it's got such a low supply that it wouldn't do enough trading volume. But I just keep saying Bitcoin. It's got exactly the same supply. Yeah. So on that note, which if I had to have a coffee shop in a quarter in the vault, which would I choose? Well, we've been around since the beginning, obviously, and since the first time I've had to try and explain a concept, and then we've had lots of people work on it and iterate and all the rest of it. But I think, weirdly enough, I don't want to give away too much, but I would say that science and technology for coffee, because of the fact that one of the best things to do in the world is to watch a rainstorm. That's all I'm going to say, is to watch a rainstorm and drink coffee. And that's probably the closest you get to that. So I'd say that. All right. So that is it. Sign up if you haven't for the Vault early access, because this is your last chance. And next week we'll give away a Kogu. I did promise Pete, so we have to put a wheel together and do a Kogu giveaway. And
Benny, just a minute.
Yeah.
I'm posting a picture in main chat. Gotta do this. Official merch.
thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for your time, George74, and all the rest of you who have chosen to spend this Friday night with us. I'm going to go and watch the VFox volumes, which we've never seen before at this pace, and we're going to continue our dinner. So thank you very much for joining us. That's pretty nice, Pete. Where's ours?
You've got to work for the same company, man.
Give me a job, hook me up. All right, so thanks very much, guys. Fantastic weekend. Stay safe, be safe. Be careful in the markets. They're pretty choppy. Have a good weekend. Don't leverage.
Have a great weekend, guys.